हृदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धेर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं yes
Hariom.
Hari Om. Yes, can someone recollect anything that we saw in the last session? We can form the link and move ahead. Yes, please. Yeah, anybody?
Lord Krishna is saying that those who yearn, they long for a constant state of union, to quote. If they're intense about it, if their feelings are intense, then he makes sure that he gives them the knowledge. If they commit themselves, they've got to be committed. He will not give anything very easily.
Yeah, or we become capable of receiving it only when we are totally connected, because
yes,
he is
totally,
equidistant and waiting to give it to all of us.
absolutely. But we
Yeah,
have to be able to be ready to receive
yeah,
that knowledge, be the right vessel,
yes,
strong vessel to receive it.
Yes.
right. That was one thing. तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते. He gives the knowledge. For me, I remember personally, I don't think I was even capable of reading the Bhagavad Gita on my own. Forget trying to write in poetry or anything. The sincere prayer. I want to be able to understand. And it just happens. Sometimes we think we are not capable. But the divine grace can make everybody capable, because the divine is all capable, isn't it? So he has the power, he has the
Absolutely.
strength, he has the wisdom. And when he
Yes.
becomes your friend, when you love him so much, I don't think the friend would hesitate sometimes in going out of the way once in a while, isn't it?
Once in a while.
Yeah, I think because friends also sometimes they don't want to pamper us. If they are friends like Krishna, they will not pamper us.
No, just the truth, the whole
Yeah,
truth,
yeah.
but nothing but
Yes,
the
yes,
truth.
yes, yes. So that is what
Isn't that what
Krishna.
we want, though?
Yeah, absolutely. Now we saw that Arjuna suddenly became a poet, isn't it?
Yes.
Deva Deva Jagat Pate. So many such verses he was saying. He was Sarvametad Dhrutam Manye Yanmam Vadasi Keshava. He says, now whatever you say is truth for me. Just tell me and I'm not going to question. It is going to become my praman. It is going to become evidence of truth for me, whatever you speak. So we had stopped at a point where we were wondering, what is it that our Arjuna wants? We did hypothesize. Vijumaji shared that Arjuna was just not having any other covert objective. Arjuna was just sincerely praising. But
Yes.
some of us who are parents felt that Arjuna is in what typical good boy behavior because he wants something. So let us see. Without much delay, we enter into what is the next shloka, 16th shloka, where the cat is out of the bag. Krishna is directly told by Arjuna. Arjuna says, वक्तुमर्हसि यशेषेण दिव्या ह्यात्म विभूतयः याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि. He says, I solicit ye to completely tell of all thy manifestations that in this world dwell, thy richest of forms that the mortal dream has received, without exception, do reveal all that can be perceived. So Krishna is saying, I ask you, I request you, So the reason he was saying all of this is because one side there is Shraddha inside of him, on the other side there is this curiosity. He wants to know. And he says, Krishna, just tell me. I don't need anything else. Even words are enough. I don't know if Arjuna is going to eat these words also again. But as of now, he says words are enough. I solicit you to completely tell of all thy manifestations that in the world dwell. The richest of forms that the mortal realm has received, without exception, do reveal all that can be perceived. Without exception, I want everything. He says, tell me, your avatar or your divinity, how has it manifested? What is the Swarupa? What is the form? What is the form of all your manifestations that took place in this world? Let me see, or let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. That alone will be sufficient, is what he has told. Then he asks something interesting. He says, Katham vidyamaham yogims tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. So you see, everywhere Krishna kept telling us, isn't it? Yoga yukto bhavarjuna, tasmad yogi bhavarjuna, become the yogi, become united with me. So many such things Krishna has told. Now he asks, how can I really unite with you? Oh Krishna, why don't you tell me? He says, how is it that I can know and unite with thee? By always meditating in all places upon ye? What are the embodiments? What are the embodiments that I should aspire to see? Which form should be contemplated upon by me? So he has learned, isn't it, from Krishna? What is the way of dhyana? So he's saying, how do I become one with you? Should I always be in a state of dhyana? Should I always think about you? And if I have to always think about you, Krishna, what are the forms that I should aspire to see? Which form should I connect? You have so many forms. So which are the forms that I should see and how can I be always connected with you? Let's see. He goes on further. He says, Vistareणात् मनोयोगं विभूतिं च जनार्दन भूयः कथय तृप्तिर्हि शृण्वतो नास्ति मे मृतम्. O Father of all peoples, lucidly please explain of your yoga and thy many forms that in this world reign. Eager I am to hear of your manifestations, more the better. To my insatiable thirst, this is an immortal nectar. I think it is something like when we have this real aspiring, curiosity or a thirst to know. No? So we just hold on to every little word. Imagine getting words from Krishna after recognizing Krishna is the ultimate. You'll be like, hey, please, please give it to me. And since Arjuna has such a beautiful relationship with Krishna, he says, tell me. And he calls him. He calls his best friend. He calls his, elder. He calls him father also, the same one he had earlier called Guru. He says, oh, father, father of all living beings, please tell me, he says. O father of all peoples, lucidly please explain of your yoga and thy many forms that in the world reign. Eager I am to hear of your manifestations, more the better. To my insatiable thirst, this is an immortal nectar. This is for me just, it is like Amrita in my ears. Right? It just tell me something. And the more you tell, the better it is for me. I am seeking. I don't think only a heartless person can say no, isn't it, when you have asked this way? And Krishna is the most empathetic one. So obviously he is going to accept. And it's a very nice technique. Huh? We can try to convince Krishna this way. Arjuna is giving us some pointers here. How to convince Krishna in our lives. Let us see. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Before we begin, how does Arjuna sound when we look at it? How do we feel Arjuna is when he speaks? No? Does he sound intimidating?
Arjuna is
No.
planning to surrender, I think, to Krishna.
Okay, Vijumaji says he is fully in surrender to Krishna. Okay. Yes,
Yes.
Pankaj.
He's
Yeah, I
in
think same.
awe.
He,
Okay, Pankaj and then Shashiji. Yes, yes, sir, because you started before. Yes, please.
yeah, I think it is same. It is like Sampurn Samarpan kind of thing. He just wants to, hear from him by
Okay, we see.
surrendering
Yes.
himself.
Okay, we see surrendering. Okay, so this tendency of surrender is visible as Pankaj says. Yes, Shashi Maji. Yes, please.
I think it's like was just said. Um,
Huh?
he's in awe. He's got mixed emotions. He's like a child, if you know what I mean.
हाँ,
Like he's just rediscovered Lord
जी, जी,
Krishna, that there is more to him than meets the eye, and he's so eager for
हाँ.
anything and everything that he can
Okay, this is
get.
in like, and to us, how does he come to as an individual? Is he intimidating,
No,
Arjuna, or he's very
no,
endearing,
he is enduring.
isn't it? Arjuna is like a what we can say, like a child. Though
Mm.
he's having a child who is a grown up, whose his child is going to be a dad. But look at Arjuna's nature. He's still childlike, his sincerity, and he's somebody who is considered Parantapa, harasser of enemies. The enemies of Arjuna would flee in not in one or two, dozens and hundreds of people would flee when they know Arjuna is coming because it was like a killing machine. And yet, you look at Arjuna right now. We see this beautiful childlike nature in Arjuna, the master archer, the best archer in the world, having so many accolades. I think this is something we must also learn this since, like, this humility of Arjuna, no matter what we achieve in life, let us remember in front of the divine, we are always little children only, no matter how old we are. Even if we become, say, 99, we'll still be kids in front of the divine. And this,
In more
and
ways than one.
yes, ji? Yes, ji?
I said in more ways than one.
Yeah, yeah, and when we know divine is everywhere, what is the need? What is the need for us to lose that nature in front of at least? Well, let us be sincere towards the divine. And Arjuna is very approachable.
For Arjuna, it is like Arohan and Avarohan. His
Arohan and
anxiety,
Avarohan. Yeah.
yeah, his anxiety and his has reached that top level, and now it is slowly coming down.
Okay, he has reached the high position and then come down again. So that
Coming
may
down
be one of the
slowly.
reasons. All right, but at least this humility is allowing him to receive things. If
Yes.
he was too much on the top, maybe Krishna would have been like, "Okay, stay there. I'll watch you from far." So
Yeah,
here
first he
Krishna
was
is
not at all
coming to him.
ready to receive.
Yeah, he was not giving the Gita to Arjuna because still Arjuna did not come down. But
Yeah, now
I don't
he's
think we
coming
need
down.
to fall like Arjuna in situation like Arjuna to really receive from Krishna, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't think we want to manifest any situation where we are now in this big pickle and only then turning to Krishna. Instead, let's have our humility and Krishna will come before a Kurukshetra begins only. Let us see. Let's continue. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. हन्तते कथयिष्यामि दिव्या ह्यात्मविभूतयः प्रधान्यतः कुरुश्रेष्ठ नास्त्यन्तो विस्तरस्य मे. Shri Krishna spoke. Yes, I shall speak to you of my representatives, divine, but only some forms that are most prominent and fine. For my manifestations, O Arjuna, there is no end all across the universe. It is only I who extend. So he says, Yes, I will grant you that wish. I shall speak. I shall speak to you about all my forms. But he said, I'll only speak to you some of my best representations, some of the most prominent ones, some of the finest of those forms. Because Arjuna, there is no end to my manifestations. It's across the world, across the universe. So I'll just tell you only that much. Imagine Krishna telling all the forms Arjuna will, will need how many lifetimes to just hear from Krishna. So many forms are there. So he says, I'll give you what is relevant. So all these forms that we see now, which are going to come, these are the forms that Krishna thought were relevant to Arjuna. They were relevant to his time. To Arjuna's Kala, around 5,000 years plus. So those forms Krishna is telling. Let us see. Aham Atma, Gudakesha, Sarvabhuta Shayasthitaha, Aham Adhishcha Madhyam Cha, Bhutanam Anta Evacha. O Arjuna, it is myself that abides, and within all beings my divinity resides. For every living being, big and small, it is I who am the beginning, middle, and end of all. So, Krishna says, first thing, first vibhuti, first way to connect with the divine is to connect with the Atman. Hey, Gudakesha, Aham Atma, I am that. This, one of the ways of meditating is in the Atman. Where is the Atman? Who is the Atman? The Atman, we have heard so many such qualities of the Atman, isn't it? Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. It cannot be cut by weapons, cannot be burnt by fire, cannot be dried by the winds, cannot be wetted by the waters. That is the eternal, which cannot be created or destroyed. That is the Atman.
So
Many times this Vedantic question is this only, isn't it? Who are you? Why is this question? Anybody, why do you think this is an important question to ask yourself? Who are you?
Only because we all know we're a body, but there's more to it than
Yes,
this body. What is
yeah.
driving us?
Yes, because even body goes through changes, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like a person changes over time. But do I also, does my essence change? No, it does not. Some people say, I am my ID because I work this place, I work in this place. Somebody says, I am a doctor, I'm an engineer, I am a soldier, I am a teacher. All of these are what? Are these, is the person that only, or that is just one more facet of the individual? It's
No,
just one
this is
facet.
one of the facets. Yeah.
Yes. Tomorrow the person retires and what's going to happen? Well, no, the person will remain the same individual who it was. So, who is that? That is where, if you go deeper into this question, through this question, you can get the highest realization also. As Adi Shankaracharya got. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. He says, Manobudhyankar Chittani Naham Nacha Shrotra Jihve Nacha Grana Netre Natejo. It's like so many things he just goes on. I am only this. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So the first Vibhuti that Krishna talks about is the Atma. I am Atma. I am Atma Brahma. Anyway, let's continue. Oh Arjuna, it is myself that abides, and within all living beings, my divinity resides. For every living being, big and small, it is I who am the beginning, middle, and end of all. So Krishna says, I am the beginning, I am the Madhya, I am the end. That means, in short, he is everything. It's actually a brilliant way to recognize the divine. You are everything. This is a beautiful prayer, isn't it? Just acknowledging you are everything. And not just lip service to these words, you are experiencing or feeling that you are everything. There was a beautiful song, I think, by a band called Lifehouse, which had the same lyrics. You are everything. How can I stand here and not be moved by you? It's almost like a prayer to the divine. Imagine if you're able to recognize the divinity. At every point, you get touched by the beauty, by the majesty of the divine. So that's another way to connect. First is the Atma, then is the ultimate supremacy of the divine. Then the next shloka we go on. Krishna says, Adityanam maham Vishnur Jyotisham Raviranshaman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatrana maham Shashi. Among Adityas, the seven suns, I am Vishnu, the most radiant. So among the Adityas, there are the seven Adityas. Among that, Krishna is saying, I am Vishnu. Among the splendorous lights, if you want to see among the lights, which is the brightest light on earth?
Sun.
sun, isn't it? So you look at the sun, chant your Gayatri mantra, focus on the sun and try to understand who is it that is powering the sun, the physical sun, or as Sri Aurobindo says, the physical sun is powered by the yonder suns, the suns which are beyond our perception, beyond our cognition. They are lighting and illumining this. So you understand me to be the sun. Among Maruts, these are the Vedic deities, the storm deities, the roaring ones. This is among the Maruts, the storm deities. I am Marichi, the mightiest one, and I am Moon, among constellations most prominent. In the night sky, which is most prominent? We have several nakshatras, but from the Earth's point of view, the moon always looks bigger than all of these nakshatras, isn't it? So he says,
Yeah.
I am the moon, I am the Chandra, I am the Surya. Many who have seen darshanas of Krishna or darshana of the divine or the supreme divine, they have felt that the sun and the moon are both encompassed by the divine only. One eye is the sun and another is the moon. If you see some of the agamas, they have described the Supreme Purusha as having an eye, as one eye is the sun, another is the moon. That is the perception. So again, through the sun you can connect. Through Vishnu, recognize Vishnu, recognize as Marichi, recognize as the moon among constellations most prominent. He says, Vedanam Samavedosmi, Devanam Asme Vasavaha, Indriyanam Manaschasmi, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. I am Samaveda amongst the Vedas. So you see the different Vedas are there. Among that, I am in the most rhythmic and the most melodious and most beautiful of Vedas. Is I am the Samaved, is what he says. Among the Devas, well, I am the Lord of the Devas. I am Indra among the Devas, is what he says. Amongst the senses, among the Indriyas, he says, I am the mind. Because why is mind important for all the senses, over all the senses? Anybody?
As the mind controls the senses.
Yes, Gayatri ji. The mind controls all the
Controls the
senses.
senses.
Yes, so he says, I am the mana. If you are mind, you strengthen your mind. You have controlled the senses, and if you have controlled the senses, you are not just an ordinary human being. You have become an extraordinary human. You have transformed yourself by just controlling your senses. That is why Samartha Ramdas Swami, the guru of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, had written what we call Manache Shloka. Shlokas for the mind, for strengthening the mind. They were simple words, but telling the mind to become strong and strong. So that was something. Among the senses, I am the mind. In all living beings, it is my consciousness that you find. Among all the bhutas, actually in Sanskrit, bhuta means people. In regional languages, bhut means ghosts, but we are in a way ghosts only inhabiting this world. So among all the people, I am Chaitanya or the consciousness. This consciousness is what? The consciousness is the divine consciousness. Even in the Devi Mahatmyam, we understand that Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Chaitane Jati Bhiyate Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. So as consciousness. So I am that consciousness. You awaken awaken the divine consciousness, what's going to happen? Absolute transformation again, isn't it? Best way if you are working in a system, you are not able to say organization also. Maybe it could be a management organization or it could be any other organization. You want to raise the standard, raise the consciousness of the people involved immediately. Immediately you will see a change. Like even in our unit where it's a small unit, a few people work here. But whenever we begin with a small prayer where everybody has to meditate. They have to sit for some time meditation, at least 5 to 6 minutes, and then begin the day. Because only when you raise your consciousness, you will be able to do good work. Otherwise, it's not possible. So, consciousness is one more place where you can identify the divine. Vice versa. Where the divine is there, you can find the divine consciousness. Let's continue. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meruhu Shikharinamaham. Krishna says, among the Rudras 11, I am Shankara. This creates a trouble for those who try to create a bheda between Hara and Hari. Hari and Hara are one. This shloka clearly emphasizes that. Among the great Rudras, he says, I am Shankara, the Lord. I am Kubera, prosperity and wealth's overlord. So among the Yakshas and Rakshasas, it is, I am Kubera, is what he says. Amongst demons and nature's spirits benevolent, I am the god of fire. So I am Agni among these forces of nature. I am the god of fire amongst the Vasus. And among the peaks, magnificent, I am Meru, the tallest peak from where it is visible. I am Meru is what Krishna is saying. Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vidhi partha bruhaspatim senaninam maham skandaha sarasam asmi sagara. O Arjuna, know and understand to me. Sorry, O Arjuna, know and understand me to be. Amongst reservoirs of water, I am the oceanic sea. How many of you have gone on a voyage to the sea? Yes, in a ship. Who has traveled? Anybody? Yes, Shashiji. How does it look? What is your experience?
Terrifying. I don't like water.
You don't like terrifying.
Yeah, well, I was born in Africa, so whenever we traveled from there
Yeah.
to India, it was on steamships,
Okay.
talking about 50s.
Okay, in the
So,
1950s.
yeah, and then the planes and all that were affordable very,
Okay.
very, very much later in life.
So,
But meanwhile, it was steamship.
okay. So as a child, you would have not liked it very much. Okay, but you still harbor
No,
a fear for
I
the ocean?
remember I had a sibling who didn't mind looking through the rails at the water. I clung to whatever was in the middle of the ship on the top and clung to
Okay.
it. Not for me to look over. It
But even
is
now,
awe-inspiring.
okay. It is awe-inspiring. Okay. But as of now, also, it is like looking at the sea. I think you were in Pondicherry, isn't it? You have shared.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've also been on cruises and all that.
Yeah.
But I think that is the end now, no more.
Okay, fine. So you're missing out on a chance. What Swami Vivekananda has said, using the sea as a very beautiful means for communication with the divine. The sea is humbling. The sea is like so vast. It just, he has talked about what type of meditation is just staring at the sea. Just staring at the sea, sometimes watching the sky, the horizon, and the sea, and sometimes the setting sun. When everything look in one, we just feel overwhelmed by that vastness. We feel so insignificant in front of the
I
Supreme.
admire all that. You're totally right. But getting into the water, floating on the water, that is absolutely scary for me. I mean, I've
Okay,
had
all right. So that's a
experiences.
very strong
Yeah, so
sanskara of that steam
yeah.
that you'll have to maybe remove that sometime because sanskaras, no, they don't leave us no matter how much
I know.
they
And
come
I'm a
back.
water sign.
Huh? Yeah?
And I'm a water sign as well.
Okay. Yeah, you can try that. You can try that because we don't know. Many times when we don't do something, God has a way of bringing it to us in some way or the other. So anyway, let us continue. So yes, that is somebody wants to add something. Anjali, were you adding something?
No, I just wanted to say, watching the sea from a distance, say from the shore, is fine.
you feel like meditating, you feel
Yeah,
that
okay. Let us
connection.
let us try to see how we can
But
connect rather than going into an experience of, because then everybody who does not know to swim will remember, oh no, I can't. And even if you know to swim, you can't
no, I
swim
see.
in a rough sea.
Yeah, but
But we're
even
talking about the
when
experience of opportunity of connecting to Krishna looking at the sea.
That we
yeah,
can do
that
from
is
a distance.
that we can do.
That
But
that is
being out in the
exactly.
sea,
Yes, yes, nobody is going to put us into the sea if we meditate on the sea. But we are going to try to connect with Krishna, because if you look at the waves as they come and go, sure, and Swami Vivekananda also has
actually,
talked about it being a meditative experience, just to watch it silently over a 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You'll suddenly see, what is it, what are these waves. These waves are rising and falling just like several thousands of people rising and falling in the entire vast canvas of life over a period of time. So many of them, each of these waves is unique and different, and yet at the same time they're all the same, all
They're very
ultimately merging.
soothing.
Yes,
The
yes,
sound is
absolutely.
very
So
soothing.
that is what Krishna is talking among the river
Yeah.
bodies. He says, I
Yeah.
am that sea. Let's continue. My friend, he's in the Navy. So he told me, he says he really relishes that experience. They are actually, their mantra itself is Shanno Varunaha. They need the mercy of this god of the seas, the oceanic deity. That is the logo, but we can say slogan of the Indian Navy, Shanno Varunaha. But yes, Vijay wants to share something. Is it?
No, nothing. No.
No, all right, right. Let's continue. So this aspect of being able to connect. So here, Krishna says, understand me to be. I am the ocean. I am Brihaspati, the chief amongst the demigods, and I am Skanda, the commanding battle lord of lords. So all these names, a little bit, you can just, if you want, note down, or at the end of the PDF, there is a description of each of these names that we have told in this group. We had shared the Rhythm of Krishna PDF. You can find a small glossary of some of the important characters in it. But these were all important specifically for Arjuna. For us, we may not be able to immediately connect, like the sage Narada. Narada, we have only heard from him about him from the stories. But for Arjuna, Arjuna has seen, has experienced. It is something which is not so far away. So, like that, he says, Arjuna, look at this. I am Brihaspati, the chief amongst the demigods, and I am Skanda, the commanding battle lord of lords. So I am Kumara, Kartikeya, the leader of the Devatas, the armies of the gods. I am him, is what he says. I am he. Maharshi Nam Bhriguraham Giramasmi Ekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japayajñosmi Sthavaranam Himalaya. Krishna says, I am Bhrigu, amongst the greatest of sages. If you want to look among the sages, among the rishis, recognize me to be the Bhrigu Rishi. He has written Bhrigu Samhita. That is something very interesting. And I am Himalaya, the greatest of the mountain ranges. This is another beautiful thing. If you've got a chance to visit, go there. If you don't have the chance to visit, search online, take a printout, and look at it. You can still connect with Krishna. That is what he's saying. Look at the vast Himalayas. And there is this beautiful, in Kumara Sambhava, such a beautiful description of Himalayas has been done by Kalidasa. Astyuttarasyaam dishi devatatma Himalayo nam nagadi raja is like this, so spread out and vast, and such beautiful imagery is there. You can just connect with that purity. And we have to try to keep that like that, because a lot of people going on treks and they're again trying to spoil that by throwing a lot of plastic in waste. Pankaj is sharing something. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, this is true that you can connect and all that, but I
Mm.
have seen the other side of the Himalaya mountain also. I
Uh-huh.
just want to share my experience.
Sure, sir.
So we were in Kailash tour, and first night when we stayed at one place, night about 2:30, I wanted to go for urine, Laghu Shanka, urine.
Yes, yes.
And जैसे ही मैं बाहर निकला, I mean, the moment I came out of that tent, And it was चांदनी रात के अगले दिन की रात थी.
Okay.
So पूर्णिमा के अगले दिन की रात, the next
Yeah.
night after पूर्णिमा. So the moment I came out, and there was no facility for like,
Got
toilets.
it. Yeah, so in the nature, right. Okay.
It's in the nature.
Hmm.
And you suddenly see that there is a big mountain in front of you,
Yeah.
like कोई मतलब महाराक्षस या दैत्य या
Yes,
those
yes.
kind of things. And you get so scared because there's
Ah.
nobody there.
Yeah.
And you feel so irrelevant, so
Yeah.
small
Yeah. Yeah.
in front
Yeah.
of that stone, just a
Yes.
stone. It's a
Yes.
pile of stone, right? It's a mountain.
Yes.
So that side also
Yes.
of that mountain can be experienced.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The same I have experienced the bad side of sea also
Yeah.
in Maldives.
Ah.
In Maldives, we were in that water villas, and they're beautiful, they're, luxury and all that. But night when you sleep there in those water villas, which is inside the ocean, that roaring sound of sea,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
you get so scared that it can take you away like that.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
this is a Ji sir, ji sir. Pankaj is sharing another side. And that is also divine, isn't it?
yeah. I mean,
It
you
is a,
feel
and
so
we
insignificant
all
and so.
know, we all know the divine to be soft, beautiful, sweet, how Krishna, smiling Krishna, lovely Krishna, all of that we know. But elsewhere, Krishna has also told that I am also the creator of Pralay. I am the Srishti's Nirman Karta also. It's like we suddenly get afraid. It's like a drop merging into the ocean is beautiful, but a drop feeling that I'm going to get extinguished. That is something which is very difficult. But yes, this is a truth. It is like as Pankaj shared, both sides. This is something which is very nice. We have to, there's a thesis, there is something called an antithesis, and then we must do what is Sri Aurobindo calls a synthesis. We go all sides. You don't want to just go by one opinion only. And so this is the truth. We can connect. Krishna says, maybe we can have fear. We'll have to see because somewhere in the Gita we have heard that there is something called Vishwarupa. We'll have to see how Arjuna feels looking at the Vishwarupa. Does he want it? Does he not want it? We'll have to see as we go ahead. But as of now, let's continue. Krishna says, I am Himalaya among the mountain ranges. Among words, he says, I am no other word other than Om, the syllable of creation. It's a very interesting thing about Om. It is a primary sound. Ma. That is a sound of creation. If you hold your tongue, you cannot say any other word, but you can say Om properly. Because if tongue is also cut, you can still say Om. If you want to try, you can just Om. You can do it. You can actually get something very interesting. It is a creation. This is a symbol of Om. So Om can allow you to connect. Sant Gyaneshwar, one of the great awakened poets and yogis of Maharashtra, he had described Om as Ganesha only. In Omkara, he saw Ganesha, the symbol of Ganesha in the Omkar. Akara Charana Yugula, Ukara Udara Vishala, Makara Mahamandala Mastakakari. The entire form of Ganesha can be realized. And who is Ganesha but the Deva of the knowledge? For the one who stands by the gates of knowledge, who opens that knowledge for us. Well, through whom he could connect there. So that is the pranava, that is a bija mantra. Many times, any mantras we start with Om and end with Om. It's like a start and a finish to, give a powerful kind of tantric kavach for the mantra only to make it more effective. So Om is that. So among words, recognize me in Om. And then I am japa. Among the ways of worship, I am japa, the silent chants repetition. Mantra is something which is not always, you don't have to say it loud all the time. Mantras are actually part of Shruti. You have to hear it. Some mantras can be heard on the deepest of silences, and that silence is important. And Krishna says, among the ways of worship, in the quiet japa, in the silent japa, that is something. That is also the japa is considered to be one of the best ways. And Krishna says, through japa, you can come to me. It has to be silent. It doesn't have to be overt. You don't have to. A lot of people know, I'm going to do japa. They kind of put posters everywhere. I'm going to do this many japas, as if it's something which has to be announced. So sometimes people use that as a means of showing people how holy they are. I know of a chief guest who was sitting on the stage, on the dais, attending the function and doing japa. And then, as if we are all in the audience having bad eyes, he's covering his japamala with a cloth and still continuing the japa. As if you are doing the japa, do it silently. It doesn't have to show everybody in the world. You can do it quietly, because in that silence, in the quietude, your link with the divine can go. Absolutely. It is something which is brilliant. Krishna goes on, Ashwatthah sarva vrikshanam devarshinam cha naradaha gandharvanam Chitraratha, Siddhanam Kapilo Muni. Krishna says, amongst the sacred trees, I am Ashwatha, the people tree. One of the very interesting things of the people tree is that it's one of the few trees which gives oxygen even at night. Ashwatha tree is considered to be a very sacred tree. Buddha got his realization under which tree?
People tree.
Same, isn't it? The Ashwatha. Scientific name is, I think, Ficus religiosa, isn't it? It is a very special tree. This is Ashwatha, it is among the sacred trees. And you will see 100,000 references in our Sanatan scriptures about why the Ashwatha is so special. So recognize my divinity in the Ashwatha. I am Chitraratha, among the heavenly beings free. Amongst the divine sages, I am Narada Muni. And amongst the perfected saints, I am Kapila Muni. So all these you can just check in the glossary afterwards. You can just have a look. The descriptions of these short has been given. Their stories are numerous. You can actually go deeper and understand. So I'm Chitraratha, among the heavenly beings, free among the Gandharvas. I am Chitraratha. Among the divine sages, I am Narada. So we see Krishna is saying, I am Narada here. And amongst the perfected saints, I am Kapila Muni. उच्चैश्रवस् समश्वानां विद्धि मामृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम्. Know me to be Uchchaishravas, the best horse that came to be, born of nectar that arose from the churning of the milk sea. I am Airavat, the lord of elephants, white and regal. I am the one king, and all mankind are my subjects loyal. Krishna says, you see, there was this churning which was very, there's a legend of the churning of the ocean. In that churning, only everything came into existence between the forces. It's like a very beautiful symbolic aspect. In that churning, so many divine gems were obtained. Among that was Uchchaishravas, the best horse that came. I am Airavat, the Airavat elephant, the lord of elephants, which is white and regal. And he says, I am the Raja, and all the people in the Bhuloka are his Praja, all the living beings are his subjects. He is the majesty, he is the king, he is the lord of every living being. He goes on further, he says, Ayudhanam Maham Vajram, Dhenunam Asmi Kamadhuk, Prajanaschasmi Kandarpaha, Sarpanam Asmi Vasuki. Among the weapons, he says, I am that nuclear Vajra. I am Vajra, the divine thunderbolt, amongst weapons in battle. I am Kamadhenu, the wish-shielding divine cow among cattle. I am Kandarpa, the Cupid, that motivates procreation. Among single-headed serpents, Vasuki is my manifestation. Krishna says, among the serpents, I am Vasuki. Anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrunam aryama chasmi yamahasam sayam tamaham. Yamaha Sayatamaham. So he says, the best amongst the Naga races, I am Ananta. It is among the Nagas, recognize me to be Ananta. Amongst the people of all the oceans, I am Varuna. In the Rig Veda also, there is this Sukta of Varuna, where we see he is there among the people of the world. Varuna lives in the world. He's connected as the master, ruling over the presiding all the affairs of the world, and his spies are spreading all the information. His spies are all across. So this Varuna is among the peoples of the oceans. You ask a Navy person, and the person in the Navy will say, yes, we are at Varuna's mercy only at all times. All the routes, it is said Varuna knows all the routes of the pharaohs, which way to travel, all of that. So he is that divine one. I am Aryaman, the father of the deified ancestors. So among the Pithars, he says, I am Aryaman, and I am also death god, who is justice's upholder. Krishna as Yama. Can we imagine that? It's like, what is this? Our hero has suddenly taken on a negative role. Krishna as Yama. Is it possible to imagine?
It's like
Yeah, I
Okay,
would add
Pankaji, and
something.
then we'll go to Gayatri ji. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Krishna as Yama. He's the live roof of Yama in Mahabharata, like doing everything, playing around with all
Yeah, yeah.
astras, all shastras, guiding them where to go, what not to do. So yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
would imagine that.
All right. Yes, Gayatri ji. Then I'll come to Anjali ji. Yes, please.
he's karta, dharta, harta.
Ah. So as I think she's resonating what Pankaj ji shared, sir said.
Yeah,
So ma'am is saying
exactly.
that he's the Karta, he's the Dharta, he's everything. Okay. Anjali ji, what were you adding?
One who gives life has the right to take life as well. One
Okay,
who
okay,
gives life
fine.
has the
Okay,
right to
yes,
take life as well. So he can be the giver of life as
yes.
well as the taker of life. So that way
So the
you can
giver and
perceive him
taker.
as taker of life.
Yes, 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 absolutely. And Yama itself means the one who is upholder of justice, the upholder of truth,
And
the upholder.
Yama can also be a symbol of truth because death is
Yes, death is a Satya. Ram Naam Satya hai.
Krishna
We
is
have to say yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. That is a truth which is a truth which is a leveler, isn't it? And one of the prashnas, this Yaksha Prashna asked by, like, what is the biggest miracle in the world? The biggest miracle is that everybody thinks death will come to somebody else, but not to themselves. It's a very common factor and it's a common thing that is there since the beginning of life. And yet everybody forgets it and they live as if it's never going to happen. So that is again, and Krishna as death is something very interesting. After completing a Gita workshop, we had conducted with the participants of the Gita workshop only. We thought, well, let's try to read. This was, I think, 3, 4 years back, because we had made a hypothesis that after reading Gita, Upanishads will become easy. So they had selected this Upanishad called Kathopanishad. So let's see. And I had so much fun while this Upanishad was going on because some of the verses of Kathopanishad were almost the same as what is found in the Gita. The verses also were very similar. And participants at the end of this, they said, because there was so much, there were supposed to be secrets of death. And many said, what is it? It's there in the Gita, same thing it has been told. And doctor shared that is a picture khatam ho gaya, par climax hua hi nahi. We don't even know what happened. When did it get over? Another person said very sweetly that now I don't have anything to worry. When Yama comes to see me also, I'm going to say, "Ah, come back to your Krishna Rupa and we'll go. You don't scare me anymore." That was the aspect because that person really felt it. Because when you read the Katha Upanishad, you will see the same truth and same principles. So Krishna is, as Yama, is another way to connect with the Supreme Divine. That is one thing. Let's continue. Krishna goes on. He says, Prahladashchasmi daityanam kalaha kalayatamaham mruganam cha mrugendroham vainateyascha bhakshina. Krishna says, I am Prahlada amongst the titans of might. So among the asuras also, I am there. I am there as Prahlad. Look at that. If you want to understand my presence in the asuras, yes, I am Prahlad. Amongst the measurements, among measurements, I am time that never stops day or night. So recognize me as Kala. Does Kala wait for anybody? We have this limited time on earth. It seems it's a very long time, but you do not know it gets over so quickly and does not stop. It does not stop for just because you have done so many good deeds or you have not done any good deeds. The Kala for each person has to go according to the chakra of Kala only. That person's life, everything is decided according to the divine rules. Nothing, it does not stop. It goes on always. Time does not stop at all, isn't it? Sometimes we do wish if we can freeze it. We say, "Arey, just this moment. Can we stop this one moment? I want to relive it." But can we relive it really? No, it's gone. So it stays with us in the heart. That is possible. Reliving it can be some of the best moments we can relive 100,000 times if it is in your consciousness. But Kala does not stop. That is what Krishna is talking about. Recognize me as I am the Kala. He is also Yama, he is also Kala. Then he says, among the forest beasts, he says, I am the lion, king of kings. Among the forests, among the beasts, I am that majestic lion. And I am Garuda, the king eagle amongst the birds of wings. So Krishna says, I am Garuda among these birds. No? I am Garuda is what he says. He goes on further. Pavanaha pavatamasmi. Pavanaha pavatamasmi. Ramaha shastrabhritamaham. Jhashanam makaraschasmi. Srotasamasmi. Janavi. I am the wind, purifying and swift moving. Amongst master warriors, I am Rama, the valiant and daring. I am the alligator amongst the aquatic creatures. I am the Ganges amongst the pristine rivers. Krishna says, I am the wind. How does the wind move? Moves like in a sudden vega, isn't it? And what is the direction? Can you predict the direction? No, you cannot. It is just moving all the time. It is purifying. It is swift. And amongst the master warriors, among the greatest warriors, who is this great warrior? Krishna says, see me in Bhagwan Sri Ram. It is I am Sri Ram, is what he says.
Yeah, I wanted to just add that Shri
Yes, yes.
is taking place in Kurukshetra, where greatest of greatest warriors are present.
Yes,
Kshatriyas.
yes, yes.
I'm saying that greatest of greatest Kshatriyas are present in Kurukshetra. But
Ah,
this, like Kshatriya, the greatest Kshatriya, Shri Krishna is saying this
I
Rama.
am Sri Rama. And how was he? Maryada
Story
Purushottama,
of
isn't it?
how great Kshatriya Rama was.
Yes, he was a great Kshatriya, and all Kshatriyas must idolize Sri Rama. Yes. Yes, Pankaji, yes, sir.
Yeah. So the another question which comes here is from last like 10, 15 shlokas. He's just
Yes.
telling I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
And in every category, he's picking the supreme.
Yes.
Like in
Yes.
elephants, he's saying I'm Aravat.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right? Singh hu, Raja hu, Brigu hu, people who. Like in every category, he's just picking the top one.
Yes. Yes.
What is that relevance?
I think in the end of Shloka, we'll see. When we can just draw an inference, isn't it?
Okay.
Where is the divine? Even now, if you want to draw an inference from what we have seen, what do we infer?
I
What
mean,
is the
see,
pattern?
divine is everywhere, right? I mean, in
Divine
every.
is everywhere, but one more thing we saw, one of the mysteries Krishna talked about that my consciousness does not surface everywhere. Though the entire world is situated in me, my consciousness does not surface or does not become prakat or does not
Until
become
we,
evident everywhere.
yeah,
But where is it evident? Now he's saying in the Vibhuti Darshana, you can see me in the most brilliant, in the most beautiful, in the most perfect, the best of things. So all the different best ideals which Arjuna can visualize. From these, all of us we may not, but some of us who know Maryada Purushottama's Charitra as a warrior, we will say, oh yes, yes, he is for this reason also. He is the warrior. Somebody else will know Bhrigu Samhita and say, okay, right. That is why Bhrigu is the example. So right now Krishna is just giving us vibhutis or divine representations. We can say, as Pankaj shared, that what is the ultimate, what is the best that can be considered as divine, isn't it? Just whatever that is best. And maybe
yeah,
if we elevate ourselves to the best consciousness, we too can probably become one of the vibhutis of the divine. Because in today's day, if Krishna is going to tell us, he's going to give us a bigger list of a different type of set of vibhutis which are relevant to us in our world also. This was 5,000 plus years ago that Arjuna received this set of vibhutis. In today's day, Krishna will say, I'll give you something else, my dear Arjuna. He'll say, I'll give you so many other vibhutis. But as of now, we see this, sir.
Yeah,
okay,
and
okay.
yesterday we saw the qualities. So these
Yes,
people are
yes,
manifesting those qualities.
yes, yes, yes. And it's just, I just remembered some lines of this one prayer. It was Savarkar had written this prayer. Swatantra Veer Savarkar ji had written this wonderful prayer. In that, there's a beautiful line. जय जय उत्तम उदात उन्नत mahan madur tethe means whatever is which is brilliant, whatever is best. He describes that as the Bhagavati of freedom. Jayo stute namostute Shri Mahan Mangale. See, this divine, ultimate divine is picturized by a seeker as that which is perfect, that which is best. And in the world where we can identify, where can we see the most ultimate and best? I don't think we should hesitate in calling it divine, isn't it? Or recognizing the divine. As even Sant Tukaram had said, wherever I see divinity there, my hands don't hesitate in coming together like this. Both hands will not hesitate in coming when I see perfect divinity. So, probably these are all points which Krishna is keeping in front of us for a single purpose, for the simple purpose that is to connect
So
with the
is it
divine.
that जेथे दिव्यत्वाची प्रचिती तेथे कर
तेथे
माझे
कर
जुळती?
माझे जुळती. Yes, sir, absolutely. दिव्यत्वाचे जेथे प्रचिती, तेथे कर माझे जुळती. That wherever there is the, I get the hint or glimpse of divinity, there my hands come together in folding in a gesture of namaskar, because that is what he says. Then Krishna goes on, he says, amongst warriors, I am Rama, the valiant and daring. I am the alligator amongst the aquatic creatures. So he says, I am Makara among the aquatic creatures, which can move on land as well as water. Among, I am Ganges among the pristine rivers, means I am Ma Ganga among the rivers, the most sacred and purifying one. Sarganam Adirantascha Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna Adhyatma Vidyanam Vadaha Pravadatamaham. This is a very interesting shloka, this part, especially the second part of the shloka. Krishna says, I am the beginning, middle, and end of all creation. Arjuna, I am the logic of those involved in debate and discussion. So I am the Adi, I am the Madhya, I am the Anta for every creation. And I am also the Tarka, I am the logic that is involved in the debate and discussion. Of course, he's not talking about those TV debates, which are not really debates. They are a farce in the name of debates. But if you see, there was Shastravad, which used to take place, in exalted debates where people would, exchange. It was something which was, it was like we talked about, like Sri Aurobindo talked about. One was a thesis, another was antithesis, another brought about a synthesis of all the opposite ideals also, some kind of unison. And so the logic was something which was divine. That is what Krishna is talking about. I am that. But nowadays also in the world, we see that. The right mind allows an individual to achieve some of the great extraordinary outcomes by doing the right actions, using the right logic. For instance, now, for example, I would not try to do a, I would say, touch wood, but right now, at least India is doing something very interesting in this particular war time. We are able to at least look at some of our energy needs without really antagonizing both sides of the war, isn't it? It is something very interesting. Well, it makes a lot of difference, and Krishna is saying it is my divinity. Sometimes, if we get a chance to watch some really brilliant debates, if you understand that winning logic, you can understand, yes, that divinity is there. There you can see me. Then comes the beautiful aspect, which sometimes irritates a lot of atheistic scientists. Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vadaha Pravatatamaham. The atheistic scientists get irritated, and atheistic scientists feel, okay, I agree, absolutely. What is this? He's saying, I am the knowledge of the spiritual sciences that is higher than all philosophies, art, and sciences. So the Adhyatma Vidya is said to be higher than all the Vidyas. I think with this we can probably conclude today's session. We'll just look at this for a few minutes, because how do we understand this Adhyatma Vidya being higher than all the Vidyas? We have people from various kshetras today only in our session. I think Pallaviji is from the medical field. Like that, we have different people from different fields. Do you recognize this, or how do we recognize this? First of all, Adhyatma Vidya is said to be higher than all the Vidyas, all philosophies, all sciences, all arts, humanities, whatever you talk about. This, how can we connect with this? Anybody? Yes, Pallaviji? Yes, please.
Yes, please. So, so the best what we achieved in mental health is like whatever progress we have made in psychiatry or psychology so far. But the definition of health itself isn't complete with that. So they have included the part of spiritual well-being in the definition of health itself, because the mental
Okay.
health doesn't actually fit
Okay.
complete the whole as a person.
Right, Pallaviji. Thank you. So that's very interesting to find out, isn't it? That spiritual health has been introduced as a definition. That means Adhyatma Vidya is cannot be excluded. That is again evolution, isn't it? There's an evolution in the field of psychiatry or spirituality also to
Hariom
become this.
Saraswati, my two bits
That's
on this aspect. They say ki in Marathi, at least I have heard this phrase ki where science ends, adhyatma begins. Huh?
Ah,
जेव्हा
so okay, this is
ज्ञानाचा
one
अंत होतो
interesting.
तिथे अध्यात्म चालू होते. Yeah,
Where
because
science and
ज्ञान
Adhyatma
विज्ञान is
begins.
external and we have to look internal. It's
Yes, and
atma.
that is why a lot
Yeah.
of people ask people to not do follow anything scientific also with that statement at times, isn't it, Jik?
Yes. So I
So we
completely
have to find a
in that sense, if
samanvay,
you
no?
know, yeah, if you look in internally, because JJ Pindi tes Brahmandi, that is also said.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if we know
Okay.
inside, then we will come to know. So that is
But
more
is
important.
science vyartha then? Alpana ji, is science vyartha?
No,
Because it's
no,
ending.
no, it is definitely
The
not
base is
Vyartha.
the science. The base cannot be forgotten, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes, yes. All
Say
it
right.
has
that
to be done.
all the
I
other sciences are emanating from spirituality. The root
Okay. All or the spirituality has its
consciousness,
footprint in all sciences, isn't it?
root consciousness can be
Can
termed as.
somebody tell me what is spirituality having in mechanical engineering? What is Adhyatma? How will Ramayana help in mechanical engineering?
If you like, if you can believe like that, even matter has.
Believe again, see, science is not about believing, also, no. Science is about experiencing. Pratyaksha Pramana is what is accepted by science. So in mechanical engineering, just by having a bias because I am a mech. I think it was a past life. I said was. By degree, I am a mechanical engineer. So, can we find anything?
In
There is some
Ramayana, they built
divine.
a bridge,
Okay,
which the rocks floated on water, apparently.
okay.
The Ram Setu was built.
So
So
that is there in
that
Ramayana, but I'm
uh,
talking about in mechanical engineering. What is there, Vinitaji?
So they applied, I don't know,
So,
some aspect of mechanical engineering which could build a
no,
bridge.
that is in the past. And Shervindo says we belong to the noons of tomorrow, not only the great
We do
part.
puja of
Yes,
our machineries the next day of Diwali, and
yes, ji?
like we do puja of machines the next day of
Okay,
Diwali.
that is a custom. That is a custom again. Okay, anyway, I'm not stretching too much. It is just something very interesting. One participant who is a mechanical engineer only, not in this batch, in a previous batch, Dr. Harshit Daveji. He is in, I think, Surat, and he beautifully described in his one of his faculty development programs. I was invited to watch. I was so surprised that he was describing Ramayana while talking about nanoplating. He talked about the electron moving like how Hanuman took that leap, no? He says this is how it happens. He was actually able to, he says, this is Sundarakanda I can describe completely in this very deep technical field that he was talking about. So I just wanted to point out that yes, this divine knowledge. Shwetaji wants to add something? Is it? No, all right. So anybody else wishes to add something, please?
I just want to say that there's a spiritual side to every field of knowledge
Yes,
and
yes,
every field of study. And spiritual
yes.
knowledge represents the divine.
Yes, it allows us.
Represents.
It allows us. It absolutely. Another very interesting mechanical engineer who is among us, where one of the legends we can even say in today's world is Arun Tiwari ji, the Shishya of Dr. Abdul Kalam. What a brilliant example for us. It is that how he, as a, he followed the same principles of Shishyatva very properly and he recognized Kalam sir as his guru. He did a wonderful, successful missile launch. And then Guru gives Adesh. He says, now use this technology to develop something for civilians. How is missile technology connected with this? And the Guru then says, Ki, do something in the medical field. Anybody who is limited by logic will say, I am a mechanical engineer. Don't take me to the field of medicine. There is no connection. But you will not believe he went on to develop India's first coronary heart stent and named it. It was named along with, of course, in collaboration with one of the eminent cardiologists of the country, Dr. Soma Raju. So it was called the Kalam Raju stent. And I asked him, how did you do this? Or once sir was explaining, and it was very interesting how he said, we engineers are good at jugaad. I did not learn medicine fully. But here I have been told by my guru, so he's gone there ahead with full shraddha in his guru and readiness to learn whatever is necessary. And so this technology with another branch of science, they could correctly, beautifully fuse together. What we call interdisciplinary studies. Why do they take place? Because there is this oneness, and that within the oneness is Adhyatma. That Adhyatma brings about a great fusion, and if we are able to do that, we can flexibly wade through the different fields. But for that, it is important to be connected with the Adhyatma Vidya. If you just recognize this, it is something very, very essential to recognize that Adhyatma Vidya is higher. Where Krishna has said, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, he'll give the knowledge, he'll give the wisdom, he will give the direction. But we, on our sides, just I'll just come to you in a moment, Pankaj. Just one
Yeah.
moment. Like just when I was a very simple example to think of is friends in college. There was when my first year or second year, we had a lot of pride in our departments. Each engineering department felt they are the boss. The mech people would call we are royal mech. Electronics was a different department. Electrical was one more department. Each of them had their different buildings. Each of them had their own like gangs. So there was a fight, usual gang war between the electronics, the electrical department and mechanical on who is important because we are more important, the other person. And they were actually going to have some physical fights over importance. And sorry, electronics, it was electronics department and mechanical department. And that fight was going on. Suddenly, one senior came in and he said, both of you are fools. Do you know what is the name of my subject? He said, what is it? Anna. He said, mechatronics. Gone. That one answer as he's doing MTech in mechatronics, which is a fusion of both. Meaning, what is this? This science is bigger, that science is bigger, where all knowledge comes, meets, and becomes one. That is the Dhyatma Vidya. That is why it is considered to be the highest, is what Krishna says. So, this, if we recognize, We will later learn about Kshetra and Kshetrajna and the Vibhagas, so we will understand how the divine can lead us. Yes, I'll just come to Pravina ji, madam, in one moment after Pankaj ji. Yes, sir. You were saying something.
So the discussion was started how spirituality is better, right? And
Yes.
conclusion is spirituality is better because we get inspired from it,
Yes.
or we get ideas from it, or what is it? What is the answer?
The answer is it is not really better, but spirituality is that extra X factor which will allow us to receive greater knowledge in each kshetra. It is like a catalyst. It is a catalyst in making us receive the means we are not dismissing knowledge, but recognizing the highest knowledge which is beyond logic. Because like best is the example is interdisciplinary studies, sir.
Yeah, and I understand catalyst
Yeah,
very well.
yeah,
So
yes,
yeah,
sir.
okay, all right.
Got it, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, all right, yes, sir. Pravina ji, yes, please. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I feel we have compartmentalized knowledge.
Yeah.
If knowledge is
Yes.
all one, we have compartmentalized them
Yes,
like
yes,
bricks, and
yes.
spirituality is like the cement which connects
Okay.
them all
Okay, lovely.
together. It is there
Yes,
in it is able to connect to every field.
yes. And it does not distinguish, isn't it? The type of brick, whichever type of brick it is, the
Yes.
cement will play the
And
binding role.
now people are recognizing, and now it's the time of multidisciplinary.
Yes, yes,
Even
yes.
our new education policy talks about multidisciplinary courses and things like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
So
absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
people have recognized that spirituality is needed to bind these
Yes.
things together.
Yes. This division happened because in ancient Bharat, there was no, means you see, art was there, and science also was one. You can say it is like these suktas are composed so beautifully, you feel they're part of humanities. And yet, suddenly in that, you will find beautiful scientific facts, which will again, they're all merging. So, beauty, art, science, all streams actually merge into one, and that's possible as Madam has pointed out rightly that the era has come where we have become conscious enough to recognize multidisciplinary studies also, where people are working together, and that is something. And Adhyatma will allow us to have that humility in recognizing, because ultimately it is the divine that works. And the example, best one I can just see is this Professor Tiwari sir. He is exactly like his guru only in his direction. He has written so many books on Adhyatma, and he is living himself certain, different. He himself, though he developed the heart stand for the world, he himself had some heart troubles, which made him not leave his home for several years. And yet, living in his one room, he's just in his home, not traveling too frequently, yet doing so many things in collaboration with so many different people. So, yes, if we can understand this Adhyatma Vidya, we can become the Shishyas. Our classroom will become the universe, whether or not our one institution accepts us or does not accept us. It makes no difference. Krishna's university, we can learn. We can learn everything, and anything is possible. That is one thing we can summarize. So I think with this, Pallavi ji has a question. All right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ji.
Yes, Jay. So can we say that spirituality completes all the knowledge by giving it a purpose?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And the higher sciences, they are also accessible to us if we are just keeping ourselves receptive. So I think with this, anybody can share some of the takeaways for today, and we conclude after that with the Shanti Mantra. Any takeaways from today?
My, take,
Yes,
my
ji.
takeaway is verse 17 and 18, where Arjuna asks Krishna, in which form should I connect with you? And how he says, I'm never satiated hearing about you. And the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words.
Yes, yes, yes. That is a very nice strategy. It is like, I think this children also identify how to make parents listen. No? Like, oh, there's this nice song. "Ya main itna bura hu main maa." If you ask that, a mother will melt immediately. I overused it that my mother got annoyed and it stopped working. So we have to be a little careful when we use our strategies also. We can't use it too much. But Arjuna was successful. We can try with Krishna. So he very nicely, these shlokas are very beautiful and they're very sincere also. It's not like flattery or that will not work to the divine because divine sees what is inside of our heart also. So we can't hide that. But as I think Anjali ji has said, beautifully he has said, Bhuyaha kathaya truptirhi shrunavato nasti memrutam. It is Amrita for me. I just want to hear. Next Adhyay, we'll see him again break his words. Arjuna will say, actually, hearing is not enough, he will say.
No, I think we
So,
can identify ourselves with Arjuna.
yes, yes, yes. That is
Yes,
Arjuna is
because
the best example for us all, for all of humanity, because he shows the human nature. And it is said, Krishna's consciousness cannot be got without cultivating Arjuna's consciousness. First, let's become the worthy seekers, the friends, the followers, and lovers of Krishna. Then just watch what Krishna does in the next part of that. So, yes, with this, I think any other point, takeaway you wish to take, you wish share? We will look at it and conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Yes, please. Anybody? Any other takeaway apart from what Anjali ji shared to us? Something from the Vibhuti Darshana. Yes, anybody? Yes, sir. Pankaji. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can add something actually. Yeah, on the lines of Vibhuti is like he's saying that I'm everywhere. Aditya, all Adityas, all Vishnus, Vrikshome people, and Aravat, Hathi mein Aravat,
Yes,
Singh mein.
yes, yes.
So I'm everywhere in the Supreme Ram.
The most
So he's
finest.
just reminding us that he is everywhere in the topmost.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yes,
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 yes.
yes. So he says that any quality that is manifesting the best in someone or something is him
Yeah.
manifesting it. Yeah.
So I think when we
So I
see
think when we
some
see some different,
divinity, we see divinity anywhere. I don't think we should hesitate, isn't it, in recognizing that is divine. So that is something which we have to probably aspire for. And it's very nice that we get a chance to Krishna in so many forms, in so many places. We have myriads of chances. And so wherever we go, whichever place, now the very today only if we want, we can just aspire to see Krishna before going to bed. Those in India or those who are having the day, you can just see. Where will you see? It will be interesting. Krishna can come in any form. Where did you see the most beautiful and divine aspect of Krishna? If you wish to, you can share in the group. That will be wonderful. So I think with this, let us conclude. We are closer to the ending of the 10th adhyay. Mostly tomorrow we should be able to complete this adhyay. Hari Om. But tomorrow, in the sense Monday, sorry, Saturday, Sunday, we do not have sessions. So the next will be on Monday. Hari Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् हरि ओम तत्सत् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं पुनर्मिलामः see you next week namaste
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Hari Om
Hari Om. Have a good
Hari Om
Dhanyavad.
evening.
Namaste.
thank
Thank
you
you.
namaste namaskar Hari Om